Welcome to your reading, Cancer. Okay, let's get straight into it here. So with the top row, the current energy is the Two of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Four Cups. So with the Two of Swords here, there's a crossroads of some sort, right? Like, when I'm looking at all the cards, I feel like maybe there's a strong relationship reading or potentially a new relationship. But anyhow, that doesn't have to be the case. Let's get into the energy though, but just, this could apply to anything. Just take it as it fits, okay? So anyway, with the Two of Swords, I get the sense of thinking about someone. It's like you think about someone, right? And then you bump into them and then they call, or you bump into them or they call you, right? And this is interesting. What is this? So I see someone writing, like in a journal. They're like either writing in a journal about someone or on a computer, like in a journal entry, right? And then that person calls or someone calls and interrupts the thought, or it is that person. And it's kind of like I see someone looking at their phone and contemplating as to whether they answer or not. The call might even be from an unknown number, but it feels like whatever it is that you're writing and the call is linked somehow. Yeah. Anyway. I feel like you've put work into where you're at now in your life, and you may be quite content with what you have. I'm getting this annoyed energy, like someone who won't leave you alone. That could be just for one of you. But yeah, it's like you're at home, relaxing after work, and this person keeps messaging or calling you. Well, for some of you, it could be that even you're considering other options. So, for example, right, you could be perfectly happy in your job, you're comfortable, you're earning enough money to live comfortably, and you kind of get headhunted and it keeps niggling at you. And maybe this is what this call is, right? So, yeah, that's very interesting. Because there's this, with the Four of Cups here, there is this sense of feeling unsatisfied and feeling a bit, I want to say, restless with what it is that you're doing, and maybe you're deciding as to whether to go in another direction or not with the Two of Swords here. Yeah. But then it's kind of like with the Four of Cups, you've been handed. See, this is it, right? This is this Ace of Cups here. You've been handed the Ace. But it's like, why would I take that? Like, you're focusing on the other four down there, yeah? Interesting energy. I mean, that is the Four of Cups energy, but it's just interesting. Let's move on to the next row because I want to see how this ties in. So we've got the High Priestess, the Ace of Cups, and the Five of Swords. And this is what you need to know. Did I say that already? I might have. Anyway, I'm getting so absorbed by the energy here. So the message that I'm getting here is to follow your intuition on this, because I feel like it's niggling at you because your intuition is calling you that, maybe that's the call I saw before. It's your intuition calling you, or it's an intuitive call, right? That very well could be the case. I feel like I feel like this thing will add to your life though, because if this Ace of Cups wasn't here, maybe I wouldn't have that sense. But this, this definitely feels like this. And because you're not even looking at it, you can't see exactly what it is, right? And I'm noticing the dove here putting this pentacle in there. I know there's something about that, but I'm not getting it, so it's not relevant. But this will grow. This will grow because this is linked. So these are linked. So this is the Ace of Cups. This is the pentacle being put into the cup. So this is your cup overflowing with pentacles. Interesting, Cancer. Well, okay. Anyway, yeah. What else am I getting here? Yeah, so this is definitely going to add to your life, but I wonder if some of you feel like it's a choice that needs to be made, which is an internal or emotional battle for you with the, especially like maybe it's a mental battle with the swords, 5 of swords there. Like you're trying to figure out what to do, whereas what is that? It's kind of like you've considered the possibility of this option being incorporated into your existing life. Like you might be able to work 2 jobs initially, or you might be able to blend both somehow. Yeah, because it's kind of like, okay, how is it going to work? Maybe that's what you're figuring out. How am I going to make this work? And maybe you don't see right now how that's going to happen. You feel like if I take this offer, I'm going to have to leave these behind. But I feel like there's other options that you're not seeing, and the intuition, it's your intuition that is telling you just do it kind of thing. And that will all be revealed to you, but it's kind of like you have to, I'm surprised the Fool isn't here, but maybe it doesn't need to be. It's kind of like you have to take the leap of faith in order to see how it's going to be incorporated into your existence. And without doing that, that is not going to be clear. Yeah. Anyway. Interesting. I want to just say here with the messages coming through for some reason that this is not the go ahead for anybody to start having an affair. With the cups here, I want to make that clear. Like there is no energy here, and I wouldn't support that. So I know that my guides and spirit wouldn't, and my team wouldn't give that to me to relay. So that's not something here that is coming through. So I just want to be very clear on that. Yeah, but let's get to the advice, even though it's so funny because the advice seems to come through all the time, but we still have, like, I'm still guided to do the advice. So I think it's kind of wrapping it all up in a sense. Yeah, but we have the 2 of Cups, the King of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Lovers, which I had to put a stone over because I have heard some readers say that there's an issue with the nudity on that card, some of these cards. So I just thought I need to draw a little bikinis and stuff or togs on the people. But anyway, yeah, so whatever this is, I want to say that it's important for you to lead from the heart, because this connection or project is heart-based, and it could very well be a connection, right? It could be a connection that you have with someone who's come into your life, and maybe you need, in order to be with them, you need to move, or you feel like that's the only option, and there are other options as well. But anyhow, yeah. But yeah, it has to be a heart-based decision rather than, and maybe this is this mental turmoil because you're trying to think of it logically rather than from the heart. With the King of Cups here, I feel like it's important to have emotional intelligence in this situation, because there's the beginning of an opportunity that can multiply here, right? And I also want to say to stay grounded, because this is going to enable you to connect intuitively. Actually, do you know what? This could even be the start of a conscious connection with your higher self for some of you, which, if you already have that, I feel like if this is the case for some of you, this is going to deepen on a level that you can only dream of. And maybe you're trying to work out how you can incorporate that into your existing world, and you don't see how that can happen. And it's sort of like you need to do that to see how it works. Interesting. Yeah. Because I'm getting a bit excited. I'm drawn to the mountains behind the archway here, walking through here with the Ace of Pentacles, right? And it's the mountains that are drawing me in. So I feel like this is this rise up. And as you travel along the path, it's going to be clear as to how you can make that happen. Yeah. So I want to, I guess, invite you to be open with those who are close to you, because you actually might be able to experience this together. And this might allow you to start something new in an existing connection, right? And get yourself out of a rut. So yeah, the other person might not know anything about this connecting with your higher self, and that may be something that you'll be able to learn about together, or you'll be able to teach them. So yeah, that's really interesting. So to finish off, let's get a card from the Dream Oracle, Shaman Dream Oracle deck. Lost in space, needing direction. Love that. What a beautiful card that is. Okay, let's have a look here. I'll just find this in the book. Alrighty. Feeling lost, needing direction and focus, a 24-hour day. Sometimes in life we lose our way, perhaps falling prey to addictive behaviours, jealousy, comparison, resistance, or fear. This happens especially when we are up-leveling and genuinely changing for the better. As part of us hiding in the... let me start that again. A part of us hiding in the vast expansiveness of space wants to sabotage our progress. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, true. I love that information. Anyway, in the transformation process, our inner world no longer feels safe or inhabitable, as we find that our thoughts and beliefs have morphed beyond recognition. You may find yourself adrift in this way right now, unable to focus or determine the next steps. You might be tired and simply need to regroup and rest. When you lack direction, the first thing to do is redirect your perspective of time. Like a newborn baby who needs swaddling to feel safe, you're invited to reduce your life visioning to the next 24 hours. Anyone can handle living in 24-hour compartments, which allows everything to feel grounded and manageable. You get lost in space when you imagine being swallowed up in the giant vastness of the future with its dark uncertainty, or reflect on how your past has held you captive in a hall of distorted, never-ending mirrors, reminding you of your mistakes and flaws, failures and losses. Take heart that the simple 24-hour container immediately banishes those two awful eternities away. You will find your energy and focus restored as you recognize that you were never lost at all. Keep it simple. Right now, conserve your energy and take care of you in basic, fundamental ways, and the world will be right again. Oh, I like that. I like that, Cancer. And also, I want to say what popped into my mind when I was reading that is that if, say, you're working and you have to plan ahead, right, because you've got appointments or meetings or whatever, use a diary for that so that you can write that in your diary, you can forget about it, and then when you're planning your next 24 hours, it's already there for you to incorporate into your schedule for that 24 hours. So, yeah, that might be a good way of doing it. So, yeah, anyway, I am going to leave that with you, Cancer. Take care of your beautiful self. See you. Bye-bye.